Hello everyone. In previous lecture of computer network, we have discussed about principles of reliable data transfer protocol version 2.1. So in this lecture, we have discussed about RDT protocol version 2.2 and RDT protocol version 3.0. So starting with RDT protocol version 2.2. As we have seen in protocol RDT 2.1, we have used positive acknowledgement and negative acknowledgement. If sender send a packet to the receiver and receiver received that packet correctly and it sent positive acknowledgement to the sender, so when the packet is received, if it is a corrupted, then the receiver send negative acknowledgement to the sender. So now in this protocol version, we have only used acknowledgement packet instead of the negative acknowledgement. So the same functionality as the RDT or Reliable Data Transfer Protocol 2.1 in RDT 2.2. But here difference is only we are using acknowledgement packet instead of negative acknowledgement. Means receiver send acknowledgement for the last packet which will it receive. So if the packet is corrupted at receiving side, so the current packet receiver not send negative acknowledgement, but instead of that receiver send acknowledgement for the last packet which they received in perfectly manner. So we can say negative acknowledgement for free reliable data protocol or receiver must exactly include sequence number of packet. So being acknowledgement means already last packet acknowledgement at receiving side, and instead of negative acknowledgement we have to send packet or send acknowledgement packet again. But in that case we have add sequence number, so the it is easy of duplication of the last packet at the sender side and it is removed. So for the solving this problem, we have to add the sequence number in packet. So which is being acknowledgement or so duplicate acknowledgement and the sender result in same acknowledgement and negative acknowledgement. So sender understand retransmit of the current packet. So now let's understand how RDT 2.2 work. So RDT 2.2 explains our negative acknowledgement. For example, it is a negative acknowledgement for free reliable data transfer protocol for a channel that has a bit errors. So in place of negative acknowledgement, it sends acknowledgement of the previously successfully received packet. So in this case, sender got to know that there is some problem in receiving of the current packet. So here difference between RDT 2.1 and RDT 2.2 is that receiver must now include the sequence number of the packet that is being acknowledged by acknowledgement message. So this process is done by including the acknowledgement and 0 or acknowledgement 1 argument that make in packet in the receiver FSM. And here the sender must know check the sequence number of the packet that is being acknowledged by the receiver at a acknowledgement message. So this process done by including 0 or 1 argument in acknowledgement in the sender FSM. Here this diagram so working of the RDT 2.2 at the sender side, and this diagram show the RDT protocol 2.2 working at the receiver side. Now next topic. Now onwards the further protocol version we have care about packet loss. So for that we have a protocol version 3.0, also seen with error and without error, also with loss of packets and without the loss of packets. So in this protocol, as we know that packet is lost Either it is the data packet or acknowledgement packet. So then we have used the checksum method or sequence number, acknowledgement and feedback, and also use retransmission. That will not enough to help in case of the loss of packet. So these are the helpful in the bit error or corrupted packet. But in case of the lost packet, it is not enough to help. So sender waits certain reasonable amount of the time for the acknowledgement packet. So it means that the sender send the packet to the receiver and it wait for the particular time. If in that time acknowledgement packet not received, then it retransmit the same packet. So now in the second case, if the data packet or acknowledgement packet are not a loss, but it is delay, then the sender wait for a particular reasonable amount of the time. That after it is completion of that time and it retransmit the same packet. So retransmission will be in the duplication and delayed in this case. But to solve this problem, we have a sequence number which have a seen earlier protocol RDT 2.2 version. So receiver must specify the sequence number of that packet which will be acknowledged. For that, we have used countdown timer. So in this protocol RDT 3.0, if the sender is willing to wait long enough, so that is the certain that packet has been lost and it can simply retransmit of the data packet. But how long must sender wait to be certain something has been lost? So it must clearly wait as long as round trip delay and between the sender and receiver. And here plus whatever amount of the time that is needed to process the packet at the receiver. If in case here acknowledgement is not received within this time, so the packet is retransmitted. And if the packet experience is particularly large delay, so the sender may retransmit the packet even through neither the data packet nor its acknowledgement have been lost. So this is the introduce the possibility of the duplicate data packet in the sender or to receiver, or we can say that sender to receiver channel. So from the sender's viewpoint, retransmission is the solution. But sender does not know whether the data packet was lost or an acknowledgement was. So if the packet or acknowledgement was simply overly delayed here. So in all cases, the action is the same. It is the retransmit. So in order to implement a time-based retransmission mechanism, as I say, countdown timer will be needed that can be interrupt the sender after the giving amount of the timer has been expired. So now let's understand how RDT 3.0 works. So here the sender needs to start the timer that each time has the packet is sent, or we can say that either the first time packet or retransmission is done. Now second point is respond to a timer interrupt, and third one is the stop the timer. So we can say that here when the receiver generate an acknowledgement, it will copy the sequence number of the data packet that is being acknowledged in this acknowledgement field. So that does not sender know if the sent by the receiver in the response to it the senders. So its own most recently transmitted packet or its delayed acknowledgement of the different data packet. Now let's see some examples for it. So see here the first case, no loss in packets. In this diagram, we here see that sender send packet number 0 to receiver Receiver received that packet and send acknowledgement for it 0 to sender. So sender receives that acknowledgement 0 and it is perfectly communication after sender send packet 1. So it received, here the packet is received, packet 1, and send acknowledgement 1, sender received acknowledgement 1. Again sender send packet 0 and received that 0, number of packet acknowledgement 0. So packet to that sender. So in this case, we have seen that there is no loss of the packet or acknowledgement. Now let's discuss about second example for it or second case for it. Now in case 2, packet loss. So in that, sender send packet 0 to the receiver received it and acknowledgement for the same packet 0 to the sender. Now sender receiver acknowledgement 0. So packet 0 received correctly and acknowledgement packet 1 and send it. In between packet 1 is lost. So sender wait for the particular period and after the time now sender resend a packet for the 1 and the receiver see over here received it and acknowledgement perfectly communication for the packet 1 and packet 0. Also see in this case countdown timer is used when the packet is lost. Now in case acknowledgement loss, see this in this diagram or we have discussed about third case for it. So in case acknowledgement loss instead of the packet loss. So see sender send a packet 0 and receive it and acknowledgement for properly for packet 0. So sender send another packet 1 and receiver received that and send an acknowledgement 1. In between acknowledgement 1 is lost and receivers does not receive acknowledgement for packet 1. So in that case, sender wait for the particular time and send packet 1 in this time period. So it is not received any acknowledgement packet and then sender resend the packet 1 again. So received it and but in this case the packet received duplicate because packet is already received but acknowledgement is here lost. So duplication of the packet here and acknowledgement sent and received here. So another packet sent and is received properly. So in this case, acknowledgement loss in this situation due to the situation of the duplication of the packet occurs. Now let's see fourth case. In fourth case, premature timeout or acknowledgement delayed. So in that case, sender send a packet 0. Here we can see that sender has a send packet 0 to the receiver and receiver acknowledgement for the same packet, perfect communication. Now in the second packet, packet 1 send and received packet 1 and send acknowledgement packet 1 over here and it is not loss of acknowledgement 1 but it is the delayed a packet to the sender side. So sender completely that reasonable timeout period So sender knows that packet is delayed. So after the time period, sender send again that packet one. So here, after sending that packet, it received acknowledgement. So in this case, receiver received that duplicate packet due to it's delayed. So after the time period, so sender send again the packet one, and after sending that packet, it received acknowledgement. So in this case, receiver receives the duplicate packet due to the delay of the packet, and reset of the procedure will continue if the delayed packet and then retransmit of the sender side and duplication packet occur. So in this case, we have seen due to delayed acknowledgement, the packet duplication occurs. So in this reliable data transmission protocol, we have a seen sequence number, positive and negative acknowledgement, timeout, counter to implement the reliable data transfer protocol. Okay, thank you. In the next lecture, we will discuss about the pipeline protocol.